Our landing at Pleneau Island was our very first opportunity of getting close up and personal with the wildlife, particularly the penguins. The rules were that we were to stay 5 metres away from a penguin, unless of course the penguin approached us, in which case they were allowed to come as close as they liked. The other rule we had to obey was an intersection rule, which was penguins have the right of way. Fair enough, as we could move a lot faster than they could. Yeah, come over and see us. Man, it's right up, it's just a few metres away. We were reminded that this was their world and we were the visitors, and our presence was not allowed to change their behaviour. In practice, we found penguins highly focused. They had a job to do. At this time of the year it was to nest and hatch an egg. It's tough being a penguin. They have predators, they have to eat, it's hard to walk, and it's freezing cold. Most of the time they just ignored us and got on with the daily chores of life. Sometimes they got within a metre of us and even wandered around our bags. Trying to film penguins with you in the picture can be quite a challenge sometimes. Move over a bit. Yep, a bit more, bit more, bit more. Hold on, hold on. Oh, blast, somebody in the way. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Wait, yep, that's it. Got the shot. It was here at Pleneau Island that we filmed the Shorts and Jandals episode, where I tried to start a new dress code for Antarctica. It was a fine day and there are no guarantees for good weather in Antarctica, so you couldn't do this sort of thing unless it was relatively calm, otherwise you'd literally freeze to death in a few minutes. The Shorts and Jandals episode can be seen as part of the swim episode. Penguin's coming over to see you. So, will you be quiet? I'm trying to film. Right, are you all penguined out yet?
Pretty close. Quite a lot of penguins here, but they don't seem to be penguined out.
No, they're probably humaned out.
This gull, the Skua bird, just flew in with a penguin egg. Oh no. Oh dear. Too late, penguin, too late. I think you're too late. Poor baby.
The penguin, either a parent or a concerned citizen of the colony, quickly realises the hopelessness of the situation and returns to the nesting area to get on with life. I asked Chris Hubbard, world penguin expert, if penguins mourn the loss of an egg or chick. His answer, not surprisingly, was, "We really don't know, but it's hard to imagine that they don't feel anything." And on that sad note for the penguin, but happy note for the skua bird, we move on to talking about the expedition team, whose job it is to prepare the way for us. When we embark and disembark on land, the expedition team have to create steps and paths for us and install the safety ropes, and then be on hand to actually help us land and de-land, a tricky business.
Most of the time we're very calm.
We had a final look around Pleno Island before heading back to the boat for lunch.
Camera's jumping because I keep falling in holes. The snow gives way underneath you.
On arriving back at the ship and leaving, all passengers and crew must go through quarantine to protect the Antarctic environment. Then it was time for another gourmet lunch, and while we were dining, the captain weighed the anchor, which was about 60 tons, and cruised to Peterman Island, about 7 kilometres southwest of Pleneau Island. Next it was back up to our cabin to change into our outdoor gear, which takes about half an hour, then back through quarantine, ready to board our Zodiac for Peterman Island. That's that. Now this.
No, don't you need your, what's the name first? Your boots.
No.
Doesn't that go over the top of the boots?
These go on top of the boots.
Yeah. So don't you need the boots on first then? You're going to pull them up.
No. I do know how to dress, you know.
I'm just wondering.
I am. How old am I?
62.
How many?
62, close.
Goodness me, that old.
As good as.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now this.
This coat weighs 2.5 kilos. One of the other passengers told us they weighed their coat. It's 2.5 kilos.
Now
Quite
this.
heavy.
This is not an indication of how I like to dress, but an indication of how cold it is out there. That.
It's cold on the Zodiac because you get a cold wind from buzzing along.
Then this.
Don't forget your life jacket.
Then this.
There's the boarding call to go to the Zodiacs to leave for Peterman Island.
This is where the intelligence test comes in. But we probably won't pass because only people of low intelligence come all the way to Antarctica to do things like go for a swim. I'll probably need a hand here, eh?
Yeah, well,
Just
What do you want me to do first?
Hang on.
I suppose it does illustrate how difficult it is, especially once you've got that coat on, to actually move around and do anything. The life jacket has to go under your hat on the coat, so it's tricky too. Okay, you look pretty close.
Pretty close.
And you're ready.
Ready?
Now it's just my turn, but we
Okay.
won't video me. Not nearly as exciting.
Yeah, that's it.
You done?
Ready.
Okay, let's go.
How's the zodiac going?
Good. It's good yet. Oh, okay.
Okay, welcome aboard. Everybody got the life jacket? Yeah, it's close now.
Oh, okay.
Walk over there and then take off your life jacket and put it in the black bag. Creative.
It's not weird thing.
It's a normal way.
That's probably hard.
It was 4:30 in the afternoon, and it had warmed up to a nice 1.4 degrees, and the temperature in my jacket outer pocket was 9.9 degrees. Peterman Island is a small, low, round island and is a popular tourist destination. It's an important bird area classified by BirdLife International because it supports a breeding colony of about 3,000 pairs of Gentoo penguins. You can tell which is the female penguin because of the footprints that are on the back of it. Other birds nesting at the site in smaller numbers include the Adelie penguin, the imperial shag, Wilson's storm petrel and South Polar skuas. There were also minke whales in the bay. On our cruise were several photography clubs who had come to Antarctica especially to photograph the scenery and wildlife. We were a bit different as we didn't really come here to take photos, but we did take plenty of them anyway, with ourselves in the picture to prove that we'd been there and not Photoshop the whole story to save money. How are you enjoying your Antarctic excursion?
So pretty. It's not that cold either.
Yeah, it's 1.4 degrees now. It's warmed up a bit. Peterman Island is only 1.8 kilometres long by 1.2 kilometres wide and was discovered by a German expedition in 1873, and they named it after August Peterman, a German cartographer and geographer. It was here that we were able to relax and watch life in the penguin colony. One of the most valuable assets to a penguin are the pebbles, which are in short supply. A lot of spare time is used to dig pebbles out of the ground or steal them from another nest. Early December is nest building, egg laying and incubating time for the penguins. If you want to see chicks, you have to come in early January. Just sitting and watching a colony is a fascinating pastime.
Is that your yacht out there?
You'd have to be a very special person to come down to Antarctica on a yacht. It's tough enough for landlubbers like us coming down here on a 5-star floating hotel with all mod cons. These are Gentoo penguins, easily recognised by their wide white stripe across the top of its head and its bright orange-red bill. They are the fastest underwater swimming penguins, reaching speeds of up to 36 kilometres an hour. 2 eggs are laid, each weighing about 500 grams. The parents share the incubation, changing duty daily. The eggs hatch after 34 to 36 days, and the chicks remain in the nest for another 30 days, and then they go out to sea after another 50 to 70 days. For safety and to have minimum impact on the environment, we were asked to keep to the flagged paths. The snow is soft, and if you step off the compacted path, you could sink into the ground by 6 to 12 inches, and if you weren't careful, break a leg. Imagine if that happened to you, you'd be confined to the cabin for the rest of the voyage. Hey look, there's a yellow penguin.
Really?
Yeah, it's got dark glasses
I
on
thought
and a hat.
yellow penguin blocking my way.
Really? There's a penguin walking along our track. That looks so funny. I think he heard me. He stopped. With short little legs and big holes in the snow, it can be a long way back to base. Gentoo penguins have been known to nest as far as 2 kilometres from the shoreline. Looks like female penguin behaviour is like human female behaviour. They go to the bathroom and have a coffee in pairs. I decided to climb one of the island's small hills about 80 metres tall. The view from the top was well worth the effort, but what was even more astonishing was to find penguins nesting up there. What a climb! The silence of Antarctica is spasmodically interrupted by penguin calls. Penguins have quite a ritual in greeting each other. They bow to each other, chirp loudly, and reaffirm their commitment to each other. When a male wants favours, he finds a pebble and offers it to his mate. The nicer the pebble, the more favours he gets. Probably the human equivalent of a male offering flowers or a fridge or a washing machine, perhaps. I wouldn't know, I've never done it. Their back tail feathers are hard and stiff so that they can use them for balancing and assistance when climbing rocks and getting in and out of the water. They've got a really interesting way of looking at you. First of all, they look at you with two eyes so that they can estimate their distance from you, and then they turn their head to study you with one eye. With the other eye on the other side of their head, they can keep an eye out for danger at the same time. Pretty amazing, really. When I got back down to the landing area, I thought I'd look for Lillian. I remember she was wearing a yellow coat. How's he going to get up from there? I think he's looking for a way down.
I think he is too.
After 9 o'clock at night, we just finished dinner, came in the cabin. You can see the sun's still right out. Doesn't get dark at all down here during the night.